Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 26th. We're just going to jump right in here. We're going to do a past, present, future spread. And in your past position, you have this Chiron card. I actually have been pulling two cards. I keep forgetting. But you have this Chiron card and this Symbiosis card. This Chiron card says heal on it. You know, with that Symbiosis card, it's kind of interesting because like your past few readings have had something to do with like a lazy lover or, just someone who was lazy is what I feel here. Here's the thing that drives me crazy about trines is that trines kind of represent energy that could lead to a lot of success, but people who are born with a lot of trines, for example, are sometimes seen as lazy, or sometimes they don't reach their true potential. And it's, again, I always like to remind people, astrology is not a prison sentence. So if you have a bunch of trines, this is not a bad thing. The reason that you watch astrology videos or tarot videos is so that you can work with the energy. Again, there are plenty of people who have plenty of trines that are very successful, right? And trines can make you extremely successful, of course. But the reason why people with trines are seen as lazy, even when they're not lazy, but they are seen as lazy, is because they don't take advantage of their true potential. If you were born with a skill, right, just like if you were born naturally good at something, then you wouldn't know that it was special. And that's what people who have a ton of trines in their chart, that's the problem, is that they don't realize how special they are. People who have a lot of trines don't realize that, something has a lot of potential because it's just natural. It just flows, right? And, for some of you, I feel like you're healing from walking away from a relationship with a person where it was like that, where it was just easy. It just flowed. And I feel like someone walked away from you here, Capricorn. And maybe you thought you were going to marry this person, but it's like they just couldn't see it because I feel like they didn't realize how special it was. I hope that makes sense. For others of you, I feel like there is a talent, gift, skill, or ability that you need to kind of like present to the world. We've been talking about this for a long time. The other thing I would say is that I feel like some of you are healing your finances with this Chiron card. And in your future position, your finances look very good. So I feel whatever you're doing to increase your money or to increase your finances, it's clearly working. But again, with this trine card here, I really feel that some of you, it's like if you've been thinking about doing something as well, like a project or a business, but you're stopping yourself, or you're like, it's like I think we all have those little insecurities or whatever you want to call them. I think you're like ready for something is what this reading is saying. It's like it wants to work with you. This energy could be like a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, but I feel like you need to put it out into the world. You have the Hierophant, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Four of Swords. Again, you're clearly healing here. So some of you, again, I feel that you could be healing from a person who maybe you thought you were going to marry this person or be with this person forever. I feel like this person was the Two of Swords. It's like they refused to see the truth of the connection. And I also think they made stories up in their head that they began to believe. So, I don't know. This is a very clear story that's popping to my head. Could have been with a Pisces, because you have this Pisces card on the bottom of the deck here. And, sorry, I'm choking today. But I feel for some of you that you even have already given this person a second chance here is what it looks like. But now I feel like you have chosen to walk away. Eight of Cups. It's like you're choosing to walk towards your own happiness. I feel a lot of doubts here, Capricorn, and I feel like you need to not have doubts. I feel like you need to get rid of those doubts that are swirling around in your brain because you made the right decision, number one, and I feel like what you're walking towards, number two, is going to blow this person out of the water way, way better, even if you're saying, like, I thought I was going to marry this person. Yeah, probably were, but they just couldn't see it. Trying energy is what I'm getting here. And so I feel like you're walking towards something that's much, much better. I'm wondering if you were like a gift to this person. Could have been a Scorpio as well, because I feel like I said the same thing to Scorpio, so take it how it resonates, but what I would say here is it's like you were a gift. This person prayed for you, and then they just didn't do anything with it. So you could have been dealing with this over the past 4 years, I feel. Again, the message is coming in very, very clearly. For others, I feel like you need to do something new, especially in work or business, because she needs to go to this new island behind her here, Capricorn, because all her success is there. You have the Eight of Cups. I feel like you're choosing yourself. And again, for whatever reason, I feel like the best thing all of us could do right now is choose ourselves and put ourselves first. We're not talking about in like a selfish, greedy way. We're talking just in a positive way, right? Cutting things out that no longer serve us, moving on from things that just don't support us and don't give energy to us and all this other stuff. And again, there's nothing greedy about doing that because, again, if you're entering into empty situations, what are we causing in the world? We're causing more emptiness, plain and simple. You have the Four Swords here. Deep breath. I feel like you need to take a deep breath here, Capricorn, as well. But Four of Swords, on the path to recovery. I feel like you're healing from something that you walked away from. If it's not love, again, like I said, I feel this is more. If this is not a love situation that I have already described, I feel like you have something that you want to do in work or business. Even if you have dealt with this love situation, I feel like you have like a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, or you have something that could be very valuable that you do for like work or business. And I feel like you need to like tap into that, or you need to like explore the energy more. Maybe you need to start a YouTube channel. It's like I started this YouTube channel. I've been doing this for 8 years now. I can't freaking believe it. We're going on like 9 years now that I've had this channel. And which is crazy, but it's like when I started it, I mean, I was just like screwing around. Like, I was just doing it more for fun. I wasn't taking it that seriously, right? Now I take it very seriously, but back then it was more like a hobby kind of thing, right? And I wanted to do. I'm not like discounting what I was doing, but I feel the same thing for you, where it's like maybe you start doing something that just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, but it actually does, right? So, don't discount your efforts is what I'm trying to say. With the Hierophant and the Two of Swords, you have the adaptability card. Could have been dealing with a Gemini or someone who had Gemini on their chart as well, Capricorn. But what I would say here is I feel like being adaptable is going to be your best friend. I'm pretty sure I've been saying this to you for a while. And, I feel like just kind of like, learning how to do things, doing things differently, whatever it is that you're doing would be a good idea for you. With the Eight of Cups, you have this impulsiveness card. See, I feel like you were dealing with a person who was impulsive. I feel like they made decisions like in the second, not even in the moment. Like they made decisions like right then and there. They really had no future thinking. So if you're dealing with a person who was impulsive, who ran away, they could just be an impulsive person. And you even have the Knight of Swords right next to this here, Capricorn. So I feel like this person might try to come back. So you might want to put up some boundaries, or you might want to block this person, or whatever you have to do to prevent them from re-entering your life. I also do feel there's obviously a lot of luck coming in for you. Right here, there's this like horseshoe. And so that is like a symbol of luck. And I do feel like you could be becoming very lucky. I do feel almost like if you have a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, and you're wanting to present it to the world, that taking impulsive action would be a good idea. We're not talking about like being super impulsive. We're talking about, kind of like just maybe it's impulsive for you to start a YouTube channel. That's what I'm talking about. With the Four of Swords, you have this restlessness card. I would be careful of getting restless because, again, you might be thinking about this past person. I feel like there was a very strong connection here. Again, that trine energy, I've never had this happen before, where it like pops into my head like that, where it's like, I feel like this connection was so good that, your person almost didn't believe it, and that's probably why they ran away in the first place. They thought it was too good to be true, or whatever. Maybe they were lazy as well, but they had a lot of potential. So you could also be thinking about it and getting restless. Again, if we go this way, Knight of Swords would be going back to the past. You want to go here, Knight of Cups. So clearly there's like new love or a very strong new connection coming in for you in the future. And I feel it's clearly, Ten of Pentacles, definitely a lot better. In the present position, you have this TikTok card and this Milk and Honey card. The Milk and Honey card, it's like a good, bad card. It kind of says, don't get drunk on success. You can see there's this elephant here kind of bathing in the milk and honey, getting high on their own supply, basically. And it kind of says, don't do that. You have the Knight of Swords as well. And I feel that I'm always saying to you, Capricorn, to keep the momentum going. Like, to me, Capricorn kind of like is the sign of momentum, of building things up. But, whatever you're working on, I feel like you need to like kind of keep it going. It's almost like you're building a train. Like when you think about a train, it takes a lot of force to get a train to stop, which is exactly what you want. I feel like you're building a positivity train or a success train, and it's going to take a lot of energy to stop it, but you have to build that energy up first, right? And the other thing is it's like once the train gets going, that's like when you can relax and take a break, when things are really kind of full steam ahead, right? But I feel like for now, it's like it would be better for you to kind of set up systems and to get things in place to keep the momentum going. For some of you, this could be like your health as well as popping into my head. But it's like sometimes it's like I remember I'm starting my diet again because it's like 8 years ago, I lost a ton of weight doing the keto diet. And it's like when I had built up a certain amount of momentum, when I had kept doing it for a certain amount of time, I didn't want to cheat. Like I got to this point where I had been doing it for enough time where I like even in my head, I was like, no, there's no way I'm touching that pizza. There's no way I'm touching that whatever, right? So it's like sometimes I think when we just stick with something for a certain period of time, that's where the success really is. And that's what I'm getting here. It's like if you could just stick with something, it's not like even you're forcing yourself to do something. I think if you just kind of like put in systems in place, then you're going to be very successful and you're going to be building like full steam ahead. You have this Seven of Cups, this Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Magician. Number one, if you're thinking about this past person, like I would stop. I feel like some of you want to stop. And again, so I'm not telling you what to do. I don't think tarot should tell you what to do, but I do feel for those of you that this is going to resonate with, you want it to stop. If you don't want it to stop, take what resonates, leave the rest, as I always say. But, here, I feel like some of you, it's like you could be thinking about this person. I would do whatever you can to stop the thoughts. Like, start changing your thoughts when you have the thought or whatever. Because I think there could be like a lot of assuming what happened, especially if this was like a little bit of a shocking ending between you and this person. If this was the second time, though, where you did take this person back, I feel like you walked away. But again, this was probably a good thing because this person could not pull their head out of their rear end. Let's put it that way, right? And so I feel like you walked away, but maybe you're still kind of like thinking about them. With the Knight of Swords, again, be careful of rushing back to the past. I feel like you pulled your energy back from a person, and this could be them rushing back to you because you pulled your energy back from them, obviously. And we're in a Mercury retrograde, so we might as well be. We're in the shadow at the time that I'm putting this video up. Of course, this retrograde actually starts the week of this video, that this video is for. But I feel for some of you, it's like maybe you need to block this person or prevent them from re-entering into your life. I do also feel that, again, this is a card of momentum, so it is a very good card. What I would say is it is a card of hasty action, right? So we have the impulsiveness card and the Knight of Swords. We're going to clarify this in a second, but I wouldn't be like forcing anything to happen. We still have Mars retrograde. To me, Mars retrograde doesn't say don't take action. Mars retrograde says if something is working, keep doing it. If you have to force yourself or if you have to force something to work, like in work or business, stop, because that's a great way to ruin something with Mars retrograde. So again, I always say Mars retrograde doesn't stop success. It actually makes us more successful if we pay attention to what is working. You have this Queen of Wands and this Magician here. I feel like you're very attractive at this time. Again, if you're wanting love, I feel like you could be attracting new love into your life. The other thing I would say is that Queen of Wands, she really goes for what she wants. She doesn't, make excuses, and she doesn't apologize for anything that she wants in her life. Like, if she wants to start a business or whatever, you could have people in your life that are like, oh, I don't know if that's a good idea or whatever. She doesn't listen. She just does what she wants to do. And she moves forward with courage. She's bold. She's assertive. She really goes for what she wants. And both cards to me, Magician and the Queen of Wands, do represent the law of attraction because Queen of Wands, she focuses on things that bring her joy and happiness and, all the good things in life. And then with the Magician, obviously he's got these flowers right in front of him. Literally, those flowers in front of him represent his focus. They represent focusing on the finer things in life, focusing on the good stuff and getting rid of the rest, right? Because if he does that, he will transform his life. I feel like you are going through a big transformation. I think all earth signs are kind of transforming at this time just because of the astrology. But I also feel like you could be attracting love into your life. So, keep going in that direction is what I'm going to say to you. With the Seven of Cups here, you have this independence card. I feel like you are choosing to be more independent at this time, choosing to focusing. That Seven of Cups could also be like maybe you got lost in this relationship, or maybe you just haven't known, even outside of love is what I'm trying to say. You just haven't known like what you want and desire in your life. Like if I were to ask you, what do you want out of life? Maybe you can't answer that question. Not a criticism. I feel like you're figuring it out. I feel like you're saying to yourself, okay, like what do I want my life to look like in the future? When we become clear on that, then we can get it. With the Knight of Swords, you have this escape card. Yeah, again, another card of running away. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. I feel like someone ran away from you. And by the way, again, if this was the second time, you could have walked away from this person as well. And I feel like you're dodging a bullet here, Capricorn. I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently. And, I feel like you're moving towards something much better. With the Magician and the Queen of Wands, you have this charity card. Yeah, I would focus on kind of like giving type energy, but this isn't like charity, right? I don't think this is saying that you need to give money or anything like that. But if you're in a stuck place in your life, it's like sometimes I think if we just create something, that could benefit another person, could be like a YouTube video or, whatever, then we're kind of getting the energy moving forward. And I feel like this is talking about kind of getting the wheels spinning in the right direction forward, right? Next, in the area of your future, you have this real estate card. It says any dealings in real estate will be profitable at this time. So there you go. And it also says build a solid foundation prior to building several stories about it. 7 of Cups. I literally saw that at the last minute. So 7 of Cups says do not create the stories. I feel like you need to take action, especially with that trine energy. It's like everything is in the right place, but you need to get moving. It also says you will have financial security in life. Love it. So you are very focused on your financial security, and you are also creating it. You have the Knight of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups here. See, I think that, number one, Knight of Cups could be a knight in shining armor. We'll talk about that in a minute. But 10 of Pentacles is everything you want in your life. This card, it forms the tree of life there on the card. And the tree of life kind of represents everything you want in your life. This is a card of building or leaving a legacy. And I feel like you could be very focused on that. Again, it makes perfect sense with Uranus and Taurus. I think all earth signs are just basically, I think everybody is, but it's like magnified for you earth signs, focusing on building, leaving a legacy. So you could be very focused on that. I also feel that if you are looking for love, that this positive person here, this is like a positive new person, I feel. And I feel having them in your life is like the thing that kind of, number one, could get you moving forward, could be building momentum. But also I feel like what you notice is that when this person's in your life, that your life gets better. It's like maybe your life wasn't better with this other person. And I feel like that's what you're starting to realize. I also do get this feeling here, Capricorn, that, didn't this card say TikTok on it? Yes. I kind of get this feeling that, number one, a past person is like having major regrets here, but I don't think you care. But I also feel like this person made you wait too much. It's like sometimes I think when people leave our energy, they give us too much time to think, and then we gain clarity. And for whatever reason, I'm getting like a great deal of clarity on this Knight of Cups. So if someone made you wait, or if someone took too long, I feel like you finally see things for how they are, and you're just like, no, I'm done. This person has regrets in the future for sure. But again, I feel like you're really focused on the bright side of life. I feel this is the person. I don't even think it's you. So I would just let this energy go. Again, some of you might need to like block a person or put boundaries up, but I feel like you have a very nice looking future here, Capricorn, one of like success and abundance. So with the Knight of Cups, you have this generosity card. This is the other thing that's going to stand out to you about this person. I feel like this person's very generous. I feel like this past person, it's like they couldn't see it. So I feel like this person kind of kept you stuck. They like wanted it, but I also feel like they weren't willing to invest in it. Very clear story, like I said. So it's like they weren't willing to give to it because they thought it's exactly what they wanted and they couldn't believe it when they got it. And so then they're like, no, this is too good to be true. So they wouldn't give to it. So I feel like this is a person who just bamboozles themselves constantly, right? I think even if you look at this person's life, it's like maybe they're not really a bad person. For some of you, of course they are, but maybe they're not terrible. But I feel like they just bamboozle themselves out of everything. And, that's what's going on here, Capricorn. So I feel like you're meeting a new person who's extremely generous. I feel like it'll surprise you as well. Just like how generous with their time and everything like that. Just a complete 180 from this past person is what I would say. I also feel like you're becoming very generous in the future, and I feel like this is a good thing. Again, you don't even have to be generous with your money. You can be generous with your time, with your attention, with all those things, right? With your socializing with people who matter to you. These are all forms, there are many forms of generosity, but I feel like practicing those things, it's like you're realizing that doing that increases your abundance, and that's what's going on here. With the 10 of Pentacles, you have this eccentricity card. I feel like number one, if you're focusing on money, I feel like you need to realize that you're not going to make it how other people do. This is a card of things being very, very different. It's funny because I'm pretty sure I said this to you as well in your December reading, right? I was saying something about how, I don't think you should be comparing the way you're doing things to, other people, It's like, I don't think you should be comparing yourself to, the way you make money. It's kind of like I used to know this story about this, like, and don't quote me on this. I don't even remember where I heard this story, but there was like a story about a psychic years ago who he worked with like some old lady who owned these oil fields, and he like got a percentage of the oil that he found, right? And whether it's true or not, I don't know. But basically, he found a bunch of oil and he became like a millionaire psychic because he found all this oil. But really, he was just like pointing to a map and being like, oh, it's here, it's here, it's here. And they just drilled and they happened to find oil. So, again, was it psychic? I don't know. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that it's like he did something where it's like most psychics, are they rich? Probably not. And, but he did something and it made him rich, but it was like in a different way. I have that popping into my head for you. It's like, I feel like this is saying that would be in a very eccentric way or a different way to make millions of dollars, right? And I feel like this is saying, like, don't discount your skills. Don't discount your hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. You never know. There are probably millions of other stories of people. I mean, just look at the internet, right? The people that have gotten rich doing ridiculous stuff. So, don't discount what you do. I feel there could be some things that you're doing with your life where it's like maybe other people don't understand it, but they don't have to. They can understand it when you buy your next Lamborghini, right? And you pull up in your Lambo. So there you go. With the Five of Cups, you have this organization card here. I feel like you're organizing your life. I feel you're very focused on this. It's like you're no longer allowing anyone into your life, not even just love, but I feel like you're no longer allowing anyone in your life who like interrupts your peace is what I'm getting. That doesn't really have to do with organization, but it kind of does, because I feel like you're organizing your life around, around kind of like people, places, and things that keep you organized, that keep you on track. Again, you're like the train on the tracks. I feel like you're going. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this Eagle card, says triumph over obstacles. So clearly you could be overcoming some obstacles or having some good things coming in for you. I feel like you're kind of like in this place where you're just like, I'm perfectly okay being alone. And if someone comes along, someone comes along. Guess what? You have this chair filled card. It says someone new is entering into your life. I feel like it's because you're in this place of independence because you don't need no man, right? Capricorn or woman or whatever you date. I don't care. But what I would say here is that I feel like for a lot of you that someone new clearly is coming into your life. We see it here as well, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, but very exciting. You have this Valley card. It says deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Again, I kind of feel like you're protecting yourself at this time, like I said, but I do feel there's a lot of success clearly coming in for you. I always clarify these cards. You have this older woman card, and you also have this older man card. So I feel like you could be meeting a person that you grow old with. Again, I always clarify these, but they're clarifying each other with each other. So this could be like a older man, older woman. Doesn't matter what kind of relationship you're in. Could be same sex, whatever. But I feel like you're finding someone that you could grow old with in the future as well. For others, I do also get here that there could be information coming in for you from like a mentor, and it would be good information. They don't have to be older. I feel like you just see them as very wise. Finally, you have this wishbone card. It says, a wish granted. Are you kidding? So there's definitely like wishes and wish fulfillment coming in for you here, Capricorn. Really nice reading. So thank you for being here, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.